Good morning. Welcome to Unity. Welcome to Sunday morning. Welcome to this special hour. So I invite you to just settle in. You can bring into this room everything that's going on in your life, because this is a good place for all things to work together for good. Or you can leave it outside, because this is a good place to come apart a while, to step back and step into the one presence and one power of absolute goodness. So we come together with each other, we come together with churches everywhere, spiritual traditions everywhere, acknowledging one presence and one power, one universal truth that is expressed in so many different ways. Where are we? And Unity has its own particular tradition that we celebrate. So let's declare this statement about unity in general. Okay. We are a positive, practical, mystical approach to Christianity based on the teachings of Jesus and the power of prayer. We honor the universal truths in all religions and respect everyone's right to choose their own spiritual path. Next. And then there is this particular Unity community. Let's declare this about our church here. Unity of Chesterland is richly blessed as we hold every person and each situation in acceptance and love. That's like saying there's only one presence and one power, and that's absolute goodness. That's acceptance and love, because the power of the divine holds everything in acceptance and love and works all things together for good. And there is a part for us to play. And so let's declare this invocation together. Next. Yeah. I am now in the presence of pure being and immersed in the Holy Spirit of life, love, and wisdom. I acknowledge your presence and power, O blessed Spirit. In your divine wisdom, now erase my mortal limitations, and from your pure substance of love, bring into manifestation my world according to your perfect law. Bring into manifestation. That's what we've been talking about. Manifestation. We're doing a series on the creative process. We're using the story from Genesis about creation as a way of understanding how we use and focus the power of our thinking to bring things into being, to participate as co-creators with the divine, using divine energy to manifest what we want in our lives. Now, we could use that to manifest a particular thing to achieve a particular goal, or we could just focus on soul growth, on growing our own soul, because after a while, as we mature, we've got enough stuff, right? So I'm not sure how much more. What we need to manifest is not more things, but something more about ourselves And if we're still here, there's still something for us to do. There are still steps for us to take to grow into the divine idea that each one of us is in the mind of God. Next. And so, each one of us is a divine idea, and we're here growing, and we have a purpose. It might not be some exalted, world-changing, famous, fame-building thing, but each one of us is here to make a difference. And as we connect with the divine, we do make a difference. So we've been talking about these steps of thought power. As we know, our thinking creates our reality. And this is an exercise in how to think creatively. And they all kind of flow together, even though we're talking about 7 different days of creation. Okay, and so we're talking about this as a process within ourselves. We're also talking about this as a process about unity of Chesterland. Put the next slide on. Because unity of Chesterland is here as a divine idea. It's here to make a difference in people's lives and to make a difference in the world. And it does. So we're talking about its viability and its vitality. So, I'll review that process quickly. There are 7 steps. The first 3 steps take place inside. The first step, let there be light, let there be a creative idea, the basic ideas of the divine: light, love, life, creativity, oneness, health and wholeness, big ideas. And so when we get an inspiration, we want to start with God's idea for it. And they're not complicated. They're the big spiritual realities. And then we need space to create something. On the second day, it said God created a space, an expanse in which things could happen. That expanse, we could call it spaciousness. The power that enables us to do something in that space is called faith. That's the second day. On the third day, it said that land started appearing. Things started to pop up out of the waters. Ideas, more specific ideas, start to pop up in our minds. This is an inside process. We haven't taken a step. We haven't clarified a goal yet. We're still doing the inner work here. Possibilities come up. On the fourth day, it said that God created plants, vegetation, all sorts of things were growing on those islands that popped up. There are lots of ideas about what to do. The fourth step is about doing something. It's the first outer step. And so the islands that came up, that rose out of the ground, were covered with vegetation and seeds. There were whole lots of things to do. But we have a particular thing we're going to focus on. And so we think about taking a step. Specific possibilities with some clarity. And so we think, we examine, we think about what we might do. We check out the emotional energy we have about those thoughts, because thinking plus feeling creates a lot of energy that we can use to proceed for creativity. The danger here is we try to overthink things. We don't have to know everything in advance before we take a step. We don't have to know the whole answer to the problem of how it all fits together. When I was at the Unity Church in Denver, one of the people that attended was an engineer that worked at Lockheed and worked on the space shuttle. That was just a while ago. And he said nobody knew how to build the space shuttle. There was an overall idea of what they wanted, but nobody had figured it all out. But they knew enough that they knew there were some things that had to be done. So they started working on things one at a time, and as they did, things got clear. Things kind of moved into place and then eventually worked. If they had waited until they had a final design for everything, they'd still be working on it. And so the same thing is true about us. All we need to know is, let's try this. Let's take this step. So that's the taking a first step. Have you noticed that when you try something, all of a sudden, you think of a whole lot of other things you could have done? There are lots and lots of other ideas. That's the fifth day. It said on the fifth day, swarms of fish, swarms of birds, and sea monsters were created. All sorts of ideas. And so this day is about dealing with distraction. Because when we take a step, we run into some clear laws. Murphy's Law. Whatever can go wrong will. Now maybe that's Newton's law of motion. A body in rest tends to stay at rest. Inertia. Homeostasis. Every action, there's an opposite reaction. What do we do when we encounter opposition? Now, some people would say, well, just go with the flow, man. If it doesn't go that way, forget about it. No, that's surrendering. That's giving up. That's abdicating our gifts of being creative, co-creators with God. We have to recognize that nobody said the road will be easy. Can't believe he brought me this far to leave me, an old gospel song. So, one way of understanding these birds and birds and fish and sea monsters is about, this is like our senses and our intuition. Last week we talked about thoughts and emotions. They're primary ways of knowing. You know, that the psychologist and philosopher Carl Jung said there are 4 functions of consciousness, that our consciousness operates with 4 components: thinking, feeling, intuiting, and sensing. And we all have different mixtures of how much of that we do. So the 4th step was about thinking about, what do I do? Let me pick an action step out of all these possibilities. Let me choose a goal and something that feels right, that I can get excited about. This week is about not thinking. Don't think about it. Forget about your feelings. How does it smell? What's it taste like? Okay? What intuitions, what ideas pop up out of nowhere about it? And so it's about dealing with distractions and dealing with obstacles. So, obstacles. Birds in the air, swarms of birds, swarms of fish, and sea monsters that come up out of the deep. So, sea monsters are opposition, resistance, obstacles. Sometimes names come up about them. The devil, the tempter, demons, Murphy, Murphy's Law. Well, there's some classic stories about dealing with resistance, because sometimes resistance to what we want, resistance to what we feel is a divinely inspired path we might call evil. A classic story about that. Young man decides to go into the wilderness to pray. Where'd that come from? Okay, that's a monster. Okay, so let's go back. This is the sea monster. All right? That looks like a monster. It's probably just some sort of fish. But it looks really scary sometimes. And sometimes the resistance and the obstacles that come up are really scary. Now, next one. So the story about the young man who goes into the wilderness to pray, to get clear about his ministry, he's tempted. It said the devil comes up. Remember what the temptations are? He had his own version of temptations. Do magic, turn stones into bread, maybe lead into gold, or to levitate, jump off the mountain and let the angels hold him up, or have power over the world. Jesus was grounded in a sense of spirit. And it said, it is written, you don't live by bread alone and you don't tempt God. So he had a spiritual grounding that enabled him to stay conscious and be present when these temptations came up. Now, those things may not in themselves be evil, but they were obstacles to what his ministry was. Okay? Now, when Luke wrote his gospel, he had this story that he wanted to use. It's an old story that he massaged into the context that he was using. It's a story about the Buddha who said, I'm going to sit under this tree until things are clear. I'm not going to move from this place. See, he's pointing down at the ground with his right hand. And the tempter came. The tempter's name is Mara. And his temptations, one of them was lust, one of them was wealth, one of them was immortality, another one is fame. And so the Buddha, or Siddhartha Gautama, stayed awake and faced these temptations. He said, I see you. I'm not going to give in to this. I'm going to stay here. I see you. How interesting. He remained disconnected. He remained mindful of what was coming up. And so one of the sayings later on in the Buddhist tradition is to say, I see you, Mara. Because the obstacles, the temptation, the opposition are always going to come up. And there's only one presence and one power, and that's absolute goodness. There is no supernatural power of evil. There is no devil. There are no demons. There are the things that we name that way, but we can look at them and understand them and not be subjected to them and have power over them. I see you. But sometimes the things that come up are scary. They come up out of the dark and they're not understandable right away. Don't really know what to do with this. And so maybe they feel ominous. Maybe they feel evil, because sometimes what comes up is ugly, hateful. Could be out of anger or resentment. Something could come up out of a sense of shame and guilt. That might say, don't do that, to hell with that, forget that. Or it could be something fearful that would come up, and that would cause us to step back. Where do they come from? Well, we're connected with each other. We're connected with all people everywhere. And there are some weird people that we share planet Earth with. There are some nasty, ugly people that we share existence with. And we're connected with them. Like it or not, we are not separate from each other. And the ugliness that we see in others, we can access within ourselves. And sometimes, it comes up. A monster that comes up out of the deep. What do you do with it? Say, I see you. You might say, what's your name? What should I call you? You could say, no, I don't think so. I don't want any of that today. I'll pass on that. You can leave now, or in my spiritual power, in the power of absolute goodness and the love of God, I send you away. I send you to God. Let God do with you what he will. Casting out demons. So, the creative process includes overcoming resistance, strange, mysterious resistance, overcoming the resistance of a lot of temptations, of a lot of different possibilities, of what might look or feel good, overcoming the distraction of a lot of creative ideas and questions and explanations that might come up intuitively. Okay, so in Unity's tradition, there have been little attempts to talk about this resistance that comes up. In the book Lessons in Truth, that was written over 100 years ago to kind of explain our technique, there was, they talked about the negative effects that sometimes come up as a result of, say, praying for healing, and it might seem like it gets worse or something else goes wrong. Well, they called that chemicalization. They said there's something within us that needs to be chemicalized and be adjusted. And so people thought, oh, that's negative. We don't want to talk about give people an excuse and call it chemicalization. So they dropped that chapter out of Lessons in Truth for about 30 years. Now that's back in, because we have to recognize that stuff happens. When I was in ministerial school, they talked about second force. Second force is going to come up. Ooh, what's that? That was too negative too, and that got erased from the ministerial program. So there's this, we call it unity fundamentalism. Everything's good. Everything's good. Okay, don't say anything bad. Don't think about anything bad. If something bad comes up, ignore it. Just focus on the truth. Well, sometimes you have to say no. You have to deal with what comes up. You have to say, I see you. You have no place in my life. I'm focusing here. But you have to acknowledge it and say no. Okay, second force. That's a reference to George Wilhelm Hegel's philosophy of dialectic process. They said in the creative process and in our growth, we might try to start, we'll do something, but something will come up. There's a thesis, the blue dot. And whenever we try to advance that thesis, the antithesis, the antithesis comes up. The antithesis, and it creates an energy. So maybe the thesis says, oh man, no, I just go with the flow and let it go, and the antithesis stays there. Now, face it. Recognize it. Use all of your powers of spirit and thought and wholeness. And then something new comes out of it. That's the synthesis, the purple dot here, the blend of blue and red. The resistance didn't go away. The obstacle didn't disappear. It was probably integrated. It maybe changed the direction. And so this is an ongoing process. And so that we're always encountering first force is always encountering second force, the antithesis, that creates the third force, which is a new thesis. Okay? And so, well, you know what they say. If it's not one thing, it's the other, right? There's always something. There's always something going wrong. Well, that's a kind of a recognition that we have to take responsibility in choosing our action. Okay, that's the monster. Okay, lots of options, swirls of information, swirls of intuition and senses. Had an experience of that this week. I bought a motor scooter several months ago, maxi scooter. It's really a motorcycle that looks a little bit like a girl's bicycle. You just step through. I decided I was going to sell it. So, and I got a response from somebody. A guy said he's going to come by and look at it. So I got it out, and I'm in the driveway, and these three old geezers drive up on these motor scooters. One of them was only 70. And so they're part of a motor scooter club. And so here, I'm going to sell it, and all of a sudden, this motor scooter club comes up, and I decided I'm going to join their club and keep the scooter. This idea, other thing comes up, and it's like, surprise. So this process isn't necessarily painful or scary. It can be delightful. Okay? Now I'm part of the Geezer Motor Scooter Club. Okay, go, yeah. All right, so we looked at this last week. What do you do when something comes up? How do you know whether or not to pay attention to it? Okay, and so this is using thinking, but this is also using some emotions and sensing that it's pure and peaceful. In James' letter, it says, wisdom from above is rich, clear, compassionate, reasonable, gentle, peaceful, and pure. Wisdom from below, you could say, is dirty, stressful, can't understand it, it's hateful, it's confused, and it's poverty. We can tell that. Sometimes we don't need, we can tell, well, like I said, if you take a step, sometimes you just take a step and it's like, whoa, wait a minute. It's called kinesiology. There's a wisdom in our bodies that we can connect with. And there's all sorts of exercises connected with that, dowsing, and you can be your own dowsing rod and go this way or this way, yes or no. Anyway, so we can sense. Today is about using senses, not thinking. Have you had an experience of not thinking? That's what we're supposed to do in meditation, right? The mind is supposed to get quiet, and we just be. And so, what I think and how I feel are not my business now. Open and receptive to everything around and within me. So we want to be like the dog sniffing the air, using the wisdom of our bodies to be with the swarms that come up, the obstacles that come up, and to be grounded, spiritually grounded, so that all of our perceptions can be used, can be trusted. So, like the Buddha being grounded in mindfulness, like Jesus being grounded in his tradition. We're grounded in our spiritual nature. So we're going to sing the Lord's Prayer as a way of getting spiritually grounded. Then we're going to not think. We're just going to let stuff come up in a sound bath. Barbara and Robin are going to be sharing a process with us for about, 10 minutes, where we let stuff come up. We notice things. We suspend our thinking. So why don't you come up and get in place? Because once we finish the Lord's Prayer, we're just going to move into silence, move into listening, being available. And then after some time with the sound bath, we'll have a few minutes of quiet. And then after that few minutes of quiet, we'll affirm, all obstacles in my way. See clearly now. Okay, so we'll begin that process by joining together and singing the words of the Lord's Prayer. Who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not in temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. in his hand.
He got the whole wide world
in his hand.
He got the whole wide world
in his hand.
He got the whole
world in his hand.
He got mama and papa in his hand. He got a mama and papa in his hand. He got mama and papa in his hand. He got the whole world in his hand. He got you and me, sister,
in his hand.
He got you and me, sister,
in his
He
hand.
got you and me, sister,
in his
He
hand.
got the whole world
in his hand.
I got the brothers coming up now. He got you and me, brother, in his hand. He got you and me, brother, in his hand. He got you and me, brother, in his hand. He got the whole world in his hand. One more time, nice and loud and proud. He got the whole wide world in his hand. He got the wide world. Take your hands up like that. Take your hands up in wide world. In his hand, he got the whole world in his hand. And then I just want you to repeat after me. We are love. 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 We are lovable. We are lovable. We are lovable.
We are lovable.
We are lovable.
We are lovable.
We are loving. We are
loving.
We are loving.
We are lovely.
We are loving.
We are lovely.
We are one. We are one. looking at those trees, and I'm just thinking, you could take a walk, or just picture yourself right under that maple tree, with your back against that bark, or that trunk of that tree, and close your eyes. Maybe pull your shoes off. Connect, let those toes feel the good earth that God gave us. Feeling that great, beautiful vibration down deep inside. It's like electric. Flowing up through every part of you. I'm imagining being by the tree. I'm imagining Mother Earth underneath my feet. For God made the earth, and Mother Earth is doing her job. All we have to do is do ours. Connect. Let our souls connect to the heaven above. And we got our feet on the ground. It's all love. It's all love. It's all love. It's beautiful. It's creative. It's friendly. It's love. And now I'll let you take some time. Clearing your mind. Put a little smile, not little, put a big smile on your face. Oh, you'll feel it all through you. Pure love, it's divine. Take our minds, let it clear, and let it come through. Ooh, love. Ooh, love. Love, 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 love. See clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me down. It's gonna be a sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Oh yes, I can make it now. The pain is gone.
All of the bad feelings have disappeared. Here is that rainbow I've been praying for.
It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Look all around this
Nothing but blue sky. Look straight ahead, there's nothing but blue sky. I can see clearly now the rain is on. I can see all obstacles in my way. Here's that rainbow I've been praying for.
It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Oh, it's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Oh, yes, it's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day.
Ooh. All right. Amen. Amen. It'll be a bright day. We're going to bless this day, all of our thoughts, words, actions, time, talent, treasure, everything that moves through us to do the work of God's unconditional love, radical acceptance, and goodness. We bless the giving of our lives by declaring these words together. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Freely I give, freely I receive. I am grateful, and so it is, and all things are possible. Chains that bind me, I am free, I am unlimited right now, right now. I am free, I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited right now, right now. You are free, you are unlimited. There are no chains that bind you. You are free, you are unlimited right now, right now. You are free, you are unlimited. There are no chains that bind us. We are free, you are unlimited right now, right now. Thank you for your support of Unity of Chesterland. I dedicate your gifts to do the work of unconditional love, universal truth, and abundant life. So it is. Amen. Well, before we have our closing prayer circle, we have a few announcements. Afternoon with the Drum is today. We're going to do that in here. We're going to ask you to finish up your fellowship chatting by 1 o'clock. Or take it down the hall. Okay? Because we want to We don't want to, because it's not easy to move this thing. We're going to do it in here, and this is the right place for it. Okay? Barbara is offering to do personalized 50-minute sessions this coming week. She has a few spots still available. So today's program, there's a 3-part program, including the topics are chakra balancing, gratitude and peace, and thoughtfulness for all. So that's 1 o'clock today, and then this week. Next Sunday, we're having a healing circle. We're asking people that want to receive or want to give spiritual energy. So inviting people that have had any background in energy healing to offer their services. We're going to do that at the youth ministry room at the end of the hall. That'll be at 12:30. Okay, that means that if you don't want to do that, you can continue with your snacks and discussion and fellowship here. Okay, any other announcement? We remember all the people in Ukraine and Gaza, Somalia, Myanmar, people in pain and confusion everywhere.
Can I just touch you a moment? Are we saying this?
In a minute.
Just want to be forgetting.
Okay. We wait until we have a circle and there's power. And so for those, we offer words of peace in Hebrew, Arabic, and Russian. Together. Shalom Aleichem, Assalamu Alaikum, Da Budget Mir. And there are particular people that we remember. We might remember that we hold them in our hearts, and for them, and with them, and with and for so many others. For all of us, we declare these words that we call the prayer for protection. Together. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. There be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Peace that was meant to be with God.